feels they want to share a thought with us, we'd love to hear it from you. We're going to start with a special individual and really look around this room. It's just an incredible feeling of seeing the incredible people, younger, older, just really people doing amazing things in many, many ways. Ahava Emunah is one of those really special people. She's been inspiring people now for a good number of years. We'd love to hear from her, so I asked her to share some thoughts with us, and she consented. So, Ahava Emunah.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm, of course, extremely honored to be asked by Rabbi Stulberger to speak to you. I will forever hold Rabbi Stulberger as one of my mentors. It's been over 20 years since I left the States to live in Israel, and still Rabbi Stulberger is a mentor of mine. It's just, once you have that, Baruch Hashem, it's a wonderful thing to have. So tonight, I already spoke on Shabbat to many of you, and I don't want to bore you with things that I've already said. But just as a background, one of the things that's given me a voice, and I'm going to talk about journey, life journey today, because each and every one of us is on a life journey. And the young women who are sitting at this table recently, or a few years ago, graduated from Torah High School, and you made the decision together with your parents or with your rabbi or teachers or whoever, you made the decision to come here to Eretz Yisrael to continue your education. So that's part of your journey. Baruch Hashem, I think it's a wonderful, that's just a personal opinion, of course, to add coming to seminary and to study Torah here in Eretz Yisrael, where you're much closer to, I feel anyways, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu's presence here in Eretz Yisrael is very, very strong. I've had the wonderful experience of coming back to visit in the LA area, and had a wonderful time. But then after I'm there for a few weeks, I start to feel different, like a different person. So there's definitely a difference between, I feel, personally, a difference between my personal connection on my journey with HaKadosh Baruch Hu when I'm here in the Holy Land. And that's an individual thing that maybe not everybody feels, but for me, that's definitely something that I feel. And so speaking of life journeys, what's given me a voice to be able to stand here and speak to all of you about life journeys. I mean, who am I anyway? I'm just this tiny grain of sand on HaKadosh Baruch Hu's beautiful beach that, this world was created for us. And one of the things, I think, a very big thing that has given me a voice to be able to speak, and a voice that makes people listen, usually it's by my writing, is something that most of us fear, and something that most of us hate, and it's called cancer. And I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2012, and of course it's a very scary thing and a horrible thing. It's something that nobody wants to deal with. However, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for whatever reason, built that into my DNA from the beginning, and it came out, and it's part of me, and it's part of my journey. Now, of course, when we hit bumps in the road on our journey, there are many different kinds of reactions, and I think all feelings are valid. A person's feelings are inside. What we control, we can't control our feelings, but we can control our actions. And Be'ezrat Hashem, I have felt from day one that this is not a punishment. I very much connect with Harav Arush, who wrote Ahava Emunah, and writes about how Kadosh Baruch Hu loves each and every one of us. And when we come up against struggles on our journey, that this is proof, and it is showing how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves us. Because Hashem, God, sends us difficult things. And that's just part of life. It's part of the journey on earth, is to experience whatever difficulty, for me, it might be cancer. Everybody on earth has their own cancer. Now, sometimes cancer kills people, that's true. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes people are cured of cancer, and that's a miracle. I've certainly experienced HaKadosh Baruch Hu's miracles, and it's up to us to decide to recognize those miracles. HaKadosh Baruch Hu's miracles are everywhere, from the smallest to the largest. You aren't going to use up your miracles. You don't need to worry about that, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us so many miracles in a day that I don't even think many of us recognize that. But it's definitely, having cancer come up in my journey has opened my eyes and my heart and my neshama, my soul, to Hashem's miracles. And I think being that I'm speaking to a group of young women who are on a journey, a very important part of your journey, because you're deciding right now, you're on this journey, here you are in Eretz Yisrael, you're learning Torah, you're making connections, you're meeting people, and you have a tremendous, tremendous opportunity, whether it be for 1 year or longer. Some girls, like I heard that some girls here are here for Shana Bet. Some girls may have gone back to the States for a while and come back to learn again. I know that happens often. More often I've heard that happening with men who go back and then come back to learn more in yeshiva. Definitely some of the men in my family have done that. And it's just such a wonderful opportunity to be here in this holy land. And there is so much kedusha and so much holiness here in Israel. And you have the opportunity this year to be here, and what I ask of you, or what I suggest, is that you don't miss out. When an opportunity comes your way to try something new, to learn something new, grab it and go for it, because it may never come up again. This is a very, very special part of your journey. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu put you on earth for a reason. Each and every single living being is on this earth for a purpose. We all have a purpose. And you need to remember that. Like, it's normal to sometimes feel confused. It's normal to not necessarily feel important, or to feel needed, or to feel a part. And I'm reminding you right now, if you would just open your ears and listen, each and every single one of you is meant to be here, and is meant to be doing what you're doing. And hakol l'tova, everything is for the good. So when HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when God sends you something that looks bad, it might really feel bad, and you can't control those feelings, and that's okay. It's okay to cry, it's okay to be angry, it's okay to question. But the only thing that any of us controls is one thing on this entire earth, and that is how we act. I can only control myself. I can't control anyone else. I can't control my own children, or my husband, or anyone. But my actions can have an effect on others and cause them maybe to change in a positive way. And that is the message that I want to leave you with on your journey. To that, at the end of the day, we all know one thing 100%. And there's only one thing that we know 100%. And that is that at the end, it's the end. The house, the box that holds the soul, the neshama, is not forever. This box is very temporary. It's here on earth for a very short time. However, our neshamot, our souls, are eternal. That was our gift from God, from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, each and every one of us. So when chas v'shalom we lose a neshama to the next world, yes, we're sad, and we need to do our ishtadlut. We need to, so that neshama will have an aliyah. And what does that mean? To bless a memory, to learn in their memory, to remember them, to talk about them. We each and every one of us wants to leave something positive behind on earth. Because when we leave, when the body goes into the ground, the neshama is no longer in there. The neshama is not in the ground. The neshama is up, goes up there to wherever it goes, to Olam Haba, wherever that is. None of us knows 100% for sure. But this world is temporary, so we have an opportunity in our temporary time, which is a very short time here, even if we live to 120, Bezrat Hashem, each and every one of you should have the zchut to live ad 120. However, that's a very short time in the big picture, and to really take that to heart and take it to soul, that how short our journeys on earth are, our eternal journey. This is only the beginning. We have an eternal journey, and that your neshama is going to continue. So while you're here, work on the soul, work on the neshama, because the neshama might be this big, could be a shriveled up raisin. I compare it to that's how I talk. It's an easy, I guess, metaphor we would call it. Your soul or somebody's soul might be like a shriveled up raisin. And it's the only person that can change that and can develop their soul is you. Each and every one of you has that opportunity. And being here in Eretz Yisrael, in your seminary, wherever you're learning, you have all of these options to learn. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to want to be close to Him. He wants us to daven to Him. He wants us to pray to Him and ask for things. And He wants us to learn His Torah. And He wants us to have these experiences, being here in this holy land and visiting holy places. All of these things, every step that we take here in Eretz Yisrael is making our souls bigger and juicier and better. From that little tiny raisin, to the apple, to the mango, to the cantaloupe, to the ginormous watermelon. I say that, when I go out, and it might be next week, chas v'shalom, it might be in a month, it might be in 5 years. I know that I'm going to go out of this world. My neshama, my soul, is going to leave this earth. Be'ezrat Hashem, I will fulfill my purpose that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that God gave me before I was even born. He gave me a purpose. And I just hope that I fulfill it to the best of my ability. And that's my blessing to all of you, is that you should all have the zchut to, as much as possible, come to know what your purpose is, and to search for your purpose, to look for the miracles, because they're everywhere. They're everywhere we go. Just us being here in Israel, surrounded by what we're surrounded by in today's day, is a miracle. And that you should all be blessed to experience many miracles, and that your life journey here on earth should be the best life journey that you can have, so that when you do Bezrat Hashem come to 120, to 120, and you go on to the next world, that your neshama, that your soul is ready to enjoy and experience everything that Olam Haba, that the world to come has to offer you. Good luck.